Can you believe February is the shortest month of the year? Not with the weather we have now. So for this, I'm going to be creating a little coffee shop in my bullet journal. Come and follow along. This is Freeman Journal. Hello and welcome here. The stickers I'm using today are from the July 2025 Cute Pack by Sticky Club. Those adorable bears are from Yetisha Illustration, and the little coffees and quotes are from Ruslana Lubenets. I will put all the details in the description if you want to give them a follow. And I think the funniest part about this is I don't even drink coffee, but I could not resist those little bears. They are so cute. So as always, I'm going to be starting with the cover page, and I'm going to be layering some different papers and textures. The first one that is white is actually the cover of my journal when it comes in a box, and then I'm going to be layering different types of post-its and papers. I decided to match the titles as close as I could to some of the quotes in the stickers so that everything could be unified and looking good together. I am using some recycled brown paper for the titles because the pen I'm using is alcohol based and I do not want it to bleed through the paper. And layering and collage is all about making sure everything fits right, so I do have to change a few bits because it was very top heavy and I'm trying to make it a bit more coherent on the page and a bit more centered. I really didn't feel like making anything complicated this time around, so we just have a bit of collage with some stickers and some washi tape, and we're really going to be calling it a day. It doesn't feel too heavy, which is exactly what I need right now, something light and fluffy and cute. As always, I'm using the washi tape I found on Amazon, and here you can see some stickers of stamps that have coffee on it. I do believe I got it on Amazon too, but don't take my word for it, really. I've had it. But the star of the show are obviously those teeny tiny bears. They are adorable. I love them so much. And I really like the green contrasting with the brown. It's just perfect. A little check to my previous page to make sure everything looks the same. And a few tiny stickers later, we are probably done with this page. Like I said, simple, to the point, but still beautiful. I'm not sure I would call it minimalist, but I do like it when it's not the entire page filled with stuff. I do like a bit of breathing room so that it's less of a chaos. And we are now moving on to my calendar and tracker pages. On the left, you've got my calendar and also my mood tracker. I do it as a little statistic bar on the side of the day, and on the right you will have my different habit trackers for the month. Same as before, I'm doing the different title by hand. I'm redoing them about 3 times because I'm never happy with them. For some reason I had a very big struggle of making everything straight and forgetting to finish the lines on my H. You can see it's a bit wobbly at times, and that S on habits was awful. I hated it. So I'm just going to be making it again and try as much as I can to have it a bit more regular. You can see here the H is not properly straight, but I think the S is not that bad. My trick to use the ruler to do the top and bottom lines didn't really work with the rest of the letters, but as always, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be useful. And so I'm going to be cutting those. I'm not cutting everything by scissor, I just wanted a bit of the rough edges that you get when you're ripping apart the paper, and I'm making sure they are consistent, at least in terms of height, because they're going to be next to each other, so they really do need to be matching perfectly. I'm also going to add the washi tapes at the top and bottom to create some borders, and I'm going to be keeping that consistent across the different pages coming here. Which, tell me if it's only me who struggles to put it perfectly straight first thing, and also to put it in a way where it doesn't really wrap the page. I've got an issue when I put it on the entire length of the page where it starts wrapping the corner, and I don't know if it's me or if it's the washi tapes or anything, but it keeps happening and I have no clue why. But no matter how painful it is to do that, it does look cute. And I really like the fact that it's bronze all the way except for a few pops of the green color, and I really enjoy the way it looks. Those pops of color are very, very cute, and I just love it. I didn't really mean for the green to be the main color on both of my spreads, but I'm going to go back and check that one of my highlighters is actually a correct shade of green, which it was perfectly. It was so good to see it happen. So I'm going to be using it across the different pages because, come on, I had to. So that green bar here is going to be for all the days of the month, and then on the left I will have my mood tracker, and on the right I will have the different events that are happening this month, which include, of course, Valentine's Day, but most importantly includes the first holiday of the year for us teachers. So I just cannot wait for those 2 weeks to finally come. I am also using one of those alcohol-based markers to be marking the different weekends. This one is very, very sheer, so it didn't bleed too much, and I had a check and you can see a tiny bit of it, but not so much so that it's absolutely horrible coming to the cover page here. So far so good. I am also drawing the lines for the mood trackers. I've got 4 different moods for me to track through the months, and I created as a little graph for me to track if I've got any kind of patterns going on for my mood, if there's some events that make it change or anything like this, and it's been very... I record my moods as different emojis instead of keywords, and it works so much better for me. And with that, we are done with the calendar, so we are moving to the different habit trackers. Over the past few months, I've been into the habit of creating little calendars for each of the different habits that I track, but this time I decided to do different and do it as a box instead. And the reason is very silly, is that February started with only one Sunday, and I really didn't want to do a tracker like this. It was going to be taking too much time, so I decided to make it much easier with those very long rectangles. Each rectangle is 2 lines high, so we divide the 20 days of the week by 2 to give us 14, and that it's super simple to make, especially because I am not drawing the lines between each of the different boxes for the days, and because we've got an even number of days, so it works so much better and it is very, very pretty. I'm checking my January page to make sure I put all the different habits in the correct order, because I do like them to be consistent. I have 9 habits that I track every month, and it gives me a proper idea of what is going on in my life, is there's any kind of pattern, and I can see if it's related to my mood because they are right next to each other. And here we go, we've got the main bits ready, so we're just going to move on to some decoration now. I am going to be using the same I used on the cover page, as well as those ones that are from Notebook Therapy. I think it is from their Light Academia washi tape package. It's kind of stamps, but with some golden details instead of just being plain. I am adding a bit of texture with the wrapping paper I used on the cover page, and adding this cute little bear with his... I was lucky enough that one of the quotes fits perfectly, so it really looks purposeful. And even though we consider details here, I swear those are coffee beans and really nothing else. I really like the fact that this artist was given 2 different sticker sheets during that month, so we've got a lot of the same ones but in different formats, in different sizes, and they all look super cute together. At this point, I'm just adding a few details, making sure everything flows together and everything is consistent. I don't want to use some stickers on one page but not on the other. I want every page to have its moment. And as this is done, we're now going to be working on my teacher planning pages. Those are the pages I use every day at work to be planning my lessons, to know exactly what I'm teaching to which classes at what time, and they are so useful. Please mind the T that is not straight at all here. I just can't help myself. It was so hard to do. But yeah, that is where all of my planning, all of my brainstorming for lessons is done. The thing is, this month is a bit special because we are in assessment mode. So most of that is going to be planning assessments instead of planning lessons, and also keeping track with the marking of the papers, which is a pain, but it does need to be done, unfortunately. And here you can see me struggling with the washi tape, with the wrapping, and also with the fact that it didn't want to be straight. And that's going to be the last of it for that brown one, because I'm pretty sure the next one, it's going to die on me, unfortunately. It served me well. As for every month, I keep that page pretty open because I decide when I'm at work how I'm going to be using it. So I'm just going to be gluing the titles and also a little to-do list to make sure I keep everything on track. But really that's going to be it for here and now. And the way I'm using it right now, on the left I've got two columns, one for the different resources I do need to create, a second column for the different assessments I need to do, if it's a reading or a speaking or whatever. And then on the right page I'm marking down my to-do list. I'm going to be adding a sticker for my to-do list. It's not really a sticker, it's more of like a post-it. It's only glued on one side, but it is my best one for to-do list. It is so cute. How many times have I said cute at this point? I'm not sure, but it really is. It's just absolutely adorable, and sometimes you just need that in your life. You just need to admit that the cutest the better. Which is why I'm adding some decoration, just focusing on the top and bottom, so there's room to breathe and room to actually use the pages the way they are supposed to be used. And here we are. This is my little to-do list. I love to use that one. It's just so practical and so nice to have it, especially when you decorate it a tiny bit. Not this time, but surely next time I will put a bit more decoration. And with the final touches here, we're going to be done with this page. I did want to leave plenty space, and that's what I managed to do, so well done me. The following page is going to be for my content calendar, and as you can see, I am doing the titles again, same as same. It's just that the way I am doing the page right now is going to be a bit of a change. So far what I've been doing is to use both pages for a calendar with boxes for each day, but I feel like it's not serving me as well as it should be. So I'm going to try something new this month and see if it's better, and if so, I am going to keep using it. Also, please don't look at the word calendar is written. I messed up and I was too lazy to be trying again. And here I think is going to be, yep, that is the depth of my washi tape. So instead of having just one, I'm going to try to find a different one that is also brown. Kind of work, as you can see, I'm trying it, but it's a bit more cool tone in a way, which doesn't match quite as well with the others, but it's still getting the job done. And at some point it's just what is the most important part. So yeah, let's go back to my explanation, shall we? Like I said, I don't want a big calendar over the 2 pages, so instead I'm going to do the same thing. I'm doing a 2 page above with the different days being all in one column, and I'm really hoping that's going to be a bit less overwhelming, and also that I can use the right side of the spread to be writing my to-do list, my brainstorming, because I've been really struggling with just like trying to jot down some ideas and not having a place to put them. So I'm hoping that this way I can be a bit more efficient in the way I create my videos and my content for Instagram. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it will actually be a bit more useful than the way I used it before. And same really, I'm going to put the decorations, but just as before with my teaching double spread, I'm going to leave a lot of it blank so I can use it to its full potential. I do like to keep things simple when I'm setting up my bullet journal and see how it evolves through the different weeks, and see if it's actually helpful and what I can do to make it more so the next month. I am now adding all of the days of the month with my truthful green highlighter. It is the zebra one, and I love them so much. They are so pretty. So cute. Okay, that's one more if you're keeping track. I'm going to try and be less bad. As I said before, the final touches are only going to be to the edges of the pages, so it's not too overwhelming, and I actually have space. And I think my favorite detail here are all the little drinks in this column. I find that so cute in the way they are just dancing around the page. We're going to add a few more details, and we're going to be done really with this page. The last thing I'm going to be adding are lines for every Sunday of the month. That is when I am planning to release my videos, so it gives me an idea of what is released when. And yes, I am very aware that today is Monday and I'm releasing this video. Please don't. I know I'm bad at it, but I'm trying to be better. And here I'm adding a bit of paper to have a bit of contrast, especially because I'm going to use that as a to-do list, and I'm going to add just a teeny tiny weeny bit of washi tape to make it perfect. A few more details later, we are almost done. I say almost because you can see I feel like my content calendar pages are the one I struggle the most with. They're either not useful or they are too overwhelming, and I can't make the best of it. So I keep trying, and we'll see what sticks and what doesn't. I just wish there was a way to have a Notion board in real life, because that would be perfect. I love Notion, but the fact that it's on computer is not really useful to me. There's something missing about that. I need the paper. On that note, I did try to have a digital journal a few years back, and same thing. The fact that I was on my iPad instead of on paper didn't work for me. And as our final page for today, it's going to be the setup for my first. Unlike people who use a full double page for 1 week, mine is a bit more variable depending on the weeks. There are some weeks when I have to have a lot of tasks, some weeks that are a bit more quiet, and I like the fact that I don't have to stick to a certain format. But usually it's either 1 page or 1 double page per week. It really depends, but that's the way it works for me, and I really like that. I also like the fact that 1 page can have 2 columns. I feel like I waste less paper like this, which really works for me, which is why I've got the B5 instead of a A5. The taller the better, really. Just as before, we're keeping it super simple so it's not overbearing, but here we are. This is the last pages. Thank you so much for coming, and if you like what you've seen, please do like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.